Hi guys, and welcome back to TomTalks. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And today, we're going to be talking about the BRIT Awards. Yeah, was an interesting one this year. Before I get to the awards, I'd just like to say the ceremony itself was a bit disappointing. I think the vibe of it, as quite a few people have pointed out, was a bit drab. It felt a bit lifeless at points. In terms of the performances, I liked Jungle's performance. Ray was great. Kylie Minogue was pretty good at the end. The only performance that I'd say was not great was the Tate McRae one, but that's only because Tate McRae kind of just danced for a lot of it. The rest of them were like fine performances. I was watching it with mates, so I wasn't able to like fully take in what was going on. But it felt like a lot of the performances was like kind of similar. The jokes didn't really land for me for the most part. I think the presenting of it wasn't done in a very intriguing or interesting way. It just... the Brit Awards in the past, back in its heyday, were like wild and chaotic, and this felt very toned down and very plain and very safe. They need to make it a bit more fun again, because there were moments, but for the most part, it was not of their own doing, like CMAT and the dress CMAT wore and what was visible. That was funny because it was just silly, and it's like their presenters was like, oh, what do we do with this? And the presenter, Clara Amfo, very good radio DJ and presenter. Maya Jama is very good as well. Roman Kemp is Roman Kemp. I think Maya Jama and Clara Amfo could have done the show together, but like Roman Kemp he's just very vanilla. He's just fine, you know. I think there's better presenters out there, personally. Or they should let them be themselves a bit more. Because, like, Clara Amfo on the radio is very good. Maya Jama is a bubbly personality. Just let them be themselves a bit. Stop, you know, closing down what they could do. So that's my thoughts on the ceremony as a whole. Let's get into the awards. And first up, we have the Album of the Year, which went to Ray for My 21st Century Blues. So Ray won 6 awards, which is the most someone's ever won in one night. I think the previous best was 4, which I think like Harry Styles and maybe like Adele have done before. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, she stole the night. And I've kind of got a mixed feelings on it, because I think Ray is a talented artist, and I think what she did coming out of a record label stopped her being able to release the music she wanted, and then coming out with pretty good music, and it's been as successful as it has done. It's great, and it's a great story, and I think Ray is a very talented artist, but some of these awards, in my opinion, I don't think should have won. So Album of the Year, it's kind of subjective. And a lot of my opinions are going to be subjective. So, you know, take my opinions with a pinch of salt, because if you disagree with them, that's fine. And I welcome you in the comments to tell me why I'm wrong. I think My 21st Century Blues is a good album. I think it's got a lot of very good songs on there. I just think it has some moments that aren't quite as consistent and just doesn't blow me away. I think for some people it has kind of blown them away, and that's great. And I'm not saying it's a bad album. I think it's a very good album, but I just don't think it quite matches up to the creativity and the atmospheric nature and the out there-ness of Heavy Heavy from Young Fathers, or the brilliance and the production and the rapping ability of Little Simz on No Thank You. For me, those 2 records will be talked about for years to come. I think the Ray record will get it has got its just desserts, and I think it will be a record that will go down in the record books. For me personally, it just didn't quite click with me as much as it has done with other people. So personally, I think the Little Simz record should have won this award. I think the fact she didn't win any awards is sad, because I think Little Simz had a great year. She won Best New Artist for Simbi, but the fact that she's not really won Album of the Year when she's released Well, she's released 3 classics in a row, but I think Grey Area didn't qualify for Brit Award nomination because it didn't reach the top 40. I think young fathers will feel disheartened at not winning anything either, but I think it's just the fact that they are not as hugely popular as some of the other artists here. But yeah, I think one of those two should have won personally. Song of the Year went to Ray for Escapism featuring 070 Shake. I think this is a fairly good decision. It's not my personal favourite on here. I'd probably give it to like Pink Panther's Boy's a Liar personally. I think that's the track I like the most. But Escapism is a very good track. It was on my top 100 songs on Spotify of the year. I think it's a well-made track. It's got a good story to it. It's got great production, great singing. The 070 Shape feature fits nicely in the track. It's a good track, so I'm perfectly happy with this track winning. Ray also won Artist of the Year, which I'm not going to be mad at because she did have a great year. I mean, obviously, I preferred the output of Fred Again, Jessie Ware, Little Sims. So again, that's more a subjective choice. I'm not going to be completely mad at that award, though, as Ray did have a great year. British group went to Jungle. I think that's great. The fact that Jungle's never been nominated for a Brit Award is kind of nuts to me. But I feel like this was when they have been at their most popular, mainly because of Back on 74. But the album Volcano is a good album, which, you know, you could check out my thoughts on that album and a few other records. There will be a link at the end of the video to my thoughts on Brit Award nominated projects. Obviously, I would have loved like Chasing Status or Young Fathers to win, but I think Jungle is a good choice. Now we get onto the genre categories, which is public voted, so it will be a little different. Best Pop Act went to Dua Lipa. No surprises there because she is the biggest artist on here. I personally think that Ray or maybe Charlie XCX should have got this award. I think Dua Lipa put out a very good song and a decent song last year, and that makes her qualified for it, but I don't think she had the best output last year. I feel like these awards should go to artists who put out projects over artists who put out a few singles, so I think Ray should have won this award. I would have loved Charlie to win it as well. As I said, doesn't meet my thoughts on it, but Charlie's nominated here. But yeah, Dua Lipa is very popular, so she's going to win this award. Ray won Best R&B Act. Again, the most popular artist on this list. Ray has made R&B songs, but I feel like it's a bit unfair for her to be here, considering the outside of maybe Georgia Smith, she's by far the most mainstream, the most popular, the most projected out there. Cleo Sol, Mahalia and Salt are all very talented artists, but R&B does not get the love and attention it deserves in the mainstream. And that's shown by the fact that Cleo Sol and Salt haven't charted with any of their projects on the UK's album chart. The fact that Mahalia could only just get in the top 40, although again, that was a label thing, I think, because originally it was going to be in the top 10, but the label didn't promote it. I think Ray does make R&B music, but again, I feel like they should have just stuck her in the pop category, and that goes also with Calvin Harris. I think he should have just been in the dance category. Like, give someone else a go, you know. But who would I have chosen? Probably Cleo Sol or Soul. I think they're probably the artist I would have chosen. I think they make some fantastic music. Well, I mean, Cleo Sol's involved in both those projects. Best Dance Act went to Calvin Harris. Calvin Harris, the most popular artist here. No surprises there. As much as I love the new Barry Can't Swim album, as much as I love the music of Fred Again, those two aren't going to win against like Calvin Harris or Becky Hill, who are like mainstream popular. Calvin deserves a few Brit Awards, to be fair. This does feel a bit sort of like, here you go, Calvin. You know, we've not done this category for years. Here's an award. And he does deserve some Brits because I think he has been one of the main players in the game. It's just the music he's making currently, while I enjoy it, is not as creative, it's not as interesting, and it's not as out there as people like Barry Can't Swim or Fred Again. Best Rock Alternative Act went to Bring Me the Horizon. Out of these acts, they are the most popular and have a fairly dedicated fan base. As they pointed out, the way the Brit Awards like do these categories in terms of the nominations is a bit weird. It's like, you vote on TikTok or in the Instagram comments. Like, just you know, do that. put it on the site as well. Just let people click a button and press submit. It's a lot easier. I'm happy for Bring Me the Horizon to win. They released some good songs last year. I think, though, that Young Fathers are by far the most deserving here. Yusuf Day is a very talented artist, but again, him being here is weird. I think the Brit Awards maybe need to make like a soul funk jazz category maybe, but they're probably not going to do that because there's not as much clamour for it, and because those genres aren't the most popular in the mainstream. I like the fact Yusuf Day's got nominated for an award, but it feels weird him being in effectively the rock category. But yeah, I'm happy to see Bring Me the Horizon win a Brit Award because they've made some great music over the years, and I'm looking forward to the new album. Hip Hop Grime Rap Act was really surprised about this, but I'm very happy to say that Cass Is Dead won, which again speaks to how dedicated his fan base is, because whilst he is known and respected in the scene, he's nowhere near as popular Central C, Dave, J Hus, or Little Sims. But yeah, I love this. This was a real one who deserves. A lot of these artists deserve to win Brit Awards, but Cass Is Dead is a very much an artist who is themselves and is not preaching to the mainstream choir. To see him win that award was fantastic. It really was. As I said, I'm upset Little Sims didn't win anything, and she would have been my other favourite to win this award. But well done, Cass Is Dead. What a moment. What a moment. And yeah, seen him live recently. The new album's great. This was my favourite moment of the night, personally. Best New Artist, which, as we know, was a bit of a farce to Ray because, yeah, I mean, this category is full of not new artists. This award's a bit of a farce, really. But I've already spoken on that, so I'm not going to touch on that too much again. International Artist of the Year went to SZA. There's a lot of artists on here that I would have been happy to see win it. SZA is one of those, and she had a fantastic year, so very much well deserved. International Group of the Year went to Boy Genius. No surprise, they are the critical darlings, but they make great music. The record is a very good album. Best International Song went to Miley Cyrus, Flowers. No surprise there. It was a very big song. It is a good song, and I do enjoy it. I obviously was rooting for the Billy track, What Was I Made For? Just love that song. There's other fantastic songs on here, like It Goes Like Na Na Na, Calm Down, Kill Bill, Water, Dick Season is pretty good, Vampire's pretty good. But like Flowers, I'm happy with that. And Miley Cyrus getting a Brit Awards, cool. I think she actually got Brit Awards before? I don't know, maybe. And then there's a few other ones. The Last Dinner Party won the Rising Star Award, which, yeah, I think they are really good at what they do. They've given a bit of theatrics into the indie scene, and I did enjoy the new album. Sekou is a cool soul artist. Katie Baser, she's all right. It's not my vibe personally, but I can see the appeal there. Raywin Songwriter of the Year. To be honest, I can't really argue with this. She's a very good songwriter, and she's been writing good music for years. Outside of her own work, I think she wrote Mahalia's Terms and Conditions, which is, well, co-wrote it. Ray's a good songwriter, and that's shown throughout the years, so her picking up the award for this is good. Producer of the Year went to Chase and Status. I am very happy Chase and Status have a Brit Award. I think it's very much well deserved. I don't know why they weren't nominated in the dance category, to be quite honest, but yeah, they've produced some fantastic tracks, especially this year. What a year they had in 2023. So well done to them. And Kylie Minogue won the Global Icon Award, which is fair enough. She's been killing it since the late 80s. I've not been in love with all of her material, but she's made some great stuff over the years. So yeah, I'm very happy for her to win that award. So that's my thoughts on the awards overall. Seeing Little Sims and Young Fathers look upset about winning nothing, it kind of touched me because they are great artists in their own right, and the fact that Young Fathers have had a moment and they've not won a Brit Award, the fact Little Sims made a fantastic record has not won a Brit Award, I think is kind of sad. I think they are talented and well-respected artists in the scene. Sims has won a lot of awards, just not for this record, which I think is sad because I think it's a good record. Young Fathers have, I believe, won an award before, but this was like their big moment. The Brit Awards at the end of the day is a popularity contest. He won I think she did make a very good record, but I think there is a lot of love and support behind her because of the situation before this with her label. And I do think that did kind of add to sort of why people would have voted for her. Because I think Little Sims should have got an award. Young Fathers, personally, they would have been one of the acts I'd like to see win Best Group. I think they could have won Best Album. I don't think they were going to win the rock category because they're not as mainstream popular. So whether they would have won one, it's debatable. That is what the Brit Awards is about, really. So there's not really much you could do there. That's my thoughts on the Brit Awards. You know, your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that some other people should have won awards on the night that didn't? Do you think that Ray deserved to win all 6, maybe even all 7 of those awards? And also, I'm interested to know, what are your thoughts on the genre categories and how you vote for them? Was it awkward? Was it annoying? Do you think it makes it unfair on lesser known artists in those categories, especially like the R&B category and the rock categories? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm interested to have a chat with people. And until next time, folks, this has been another Tom Talks.